Hey, it says we're live. Welcome, everyone. This is the 2019 General Assembly for the Mandalorian Mercs. We have most of the council here. A couple of them have some standbys. But in effort to be expedient about everything, we'll just kick it right off. Tom, Mandalore, would you like to begin?
Yes, thank you, and welcome everybody to another General Assembly. So we've got several big things going on right now, council related, that is going to affect just about everybody. Council is currently voting on the instrument of governance for the International Advisory Committee, which will be made up of Merck's members from around the world that have experience in certain things that certain professions that we and have experience doing things that we require help in Mercs. It's not like an admin team. It's completely advice related based on experience, like help when we need some kind of human resources advice, or help when we need nonprofit experience advice and things of that nature. So we're working on that. We're also working on voting in the requirements for the Galactic Senate representative from Merck's, the second rep, to come and work with me in the Galactic Senate and help represent Merck's and our organization there among all the other members, the other 6 members of the Galactic Senate. So that's a pretty big thing. We're working with the regional commanders in the conclave over the regional constitution and bylaws to get those rolled out here in the next few months. And let's see, one last thing. I think that's pretty much it. We're talking on a lot of different subjects in the council, and you're going to see a few new cool things roll out here probably in the next few weeks to months. So just keep your eyes open on that. That's pretty much all I've got.
Okay, sounds simple enough. Do you have anything from the Galactic Senate?
Currently, the Galactic Senate is planning Celebration 2020. Celebration 2019 went off extremely well. It went over really well. We did have some lingering issues just because there were some other issues that went down that were kind of out of the control of most of the members. But we're getting through those few little hiccups, so we know what not to do again for 2020. But all in all, everything went great. Celebration Chicago went probably better than we expected it to go. We are planning, there will be a combined bash at Anaheim, but there will not be a combined banquet. So I think that kind of leaves it open for us to bring back sort of the little traditional, the traditional get together that Merck's had. And we're also trying to keep some things relatively cheaper in Anaheim than what they were in Chicago. So it'll be interesting to see how all those committees do the work. There's going to be some big announcements made soon. So just keep your eyes peeled to the Merck's forums and the Merck's Facebook page, because we're going to make sure we announce that stuff when it goes live. Outside of that, Galactic Senate, we do bi-monthly calls, so 2 calls a month. They range anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. We have went back and condensed down the Galactic Senate Charter, so it is a much smaller document that basically does the same things as the old charter, so it's a little bit more simplified. We were all in agreement that needed to happen. So we went in, we have done that, and yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Awesome. I love the camaraderie that's coming together. For everyone watching or watching the rebroadcast, if you watch it later, click the links and all that. There is a live slide question and answer opportunity. If you go to the website at the top, you can pop in your questions. If we miss something in our brief, we'll try and catch it and pop it up on the screens. That way everybody can see it later. Unfortunately, David wasn't able to make it today. He's got a wedding to attend. So we have Mitchell, goes by Mavic on the forums. He's going to stand in and speak for the brigades. Mitch, what do you got for us?
Just a few things to run through. So just to go over the brigade's membership numbers. So right now we're looking at 304 total approved kits for the brigades, of which 219 of those are active. And then with the new dual brigades, we have 14 members who are approved for dual brigades. Also, this year we've rolled out a couple of the new brigades and professions. So we have the Air Mobile Brigade now, which is the aerial assault and the pilot. Excuse me, sorry about that. And then we also have so the aerial assault was a new profession along with aquatic operations, which I know a lot of people have been kind of asking about for a while, and then combat slicer. So if any of those professions interest you, definitely check them out. Other than that, it's really just trying to get some brigade merchandise out there. There's the rocker patches that we have live in the store right now, and we're hoping to have at least 2 more things rolled out before the end of the year. So that's about all I have.
And David also wanted us to plug the Facebook and Instagram pages for the brigades. They're up there on the screen. I'll leave them up there for just a minute while Mitchell thinks about anything else that there was to be said. And then we did get a question in, Tom. Darrison Prudy asks, how will the group of individuals that works for the GS be chosen? Do you have any answers for that one?
Sure. Well, on the Merck side, the way it's currently written in our PMP, the one member is either me, one of the representatives is either me or somebody that I appoint directly. The second member will be elected by the general membership. So this is actually going to be the first time that the general membership get to elect, and it'll be an annual election. So it's an annual term, but the general membership will get to elect their representative to the Galactic Senate. So it's something that any official member in good standing will be able to run for, and potentially be nominated to come up and work with all the leaders of all the major groups, and just try to make a better community for all of us. So I think that's a real exciting prospect to have all the members voting on their choice. So we're going to see how that goes. That's going to be real fun.
Fantastic, thank you. Richard from England was unable to make it today as well. Corey's going to stand in and fill in for the PR officer today. Corey, do you have anything? The first slide here says marketing and logo changes. What's up with that?
Back in December, the LFL said that they wanted merchandise requests to go through them if they had LFL IP on them, and we decided, instead of having to continue or send some clans through that process and some clans not, we decided that all clan logos were going to change to remove any LFL IP, which a couple months later we found out that that was a good thing, because now all LFL IP has to go through not only that approval process, but they have to go through a specific vendor for apparel, and probably we should be considering that other things will come our way. So as of right now, the Mandalorian Mercs is the only club that does not have to send anything through the LFL approval process, because we were proactive and changed all those logos back in December. So we really want to thank all of the clans that cooperated with us on that. And, your life is so much easier right now, because we're hearing from the other clubs that the process has become considerably more difficult than we had originally anticipated. And then region logos, you guys should be watching out for messages soon. Just to remove Wolfsbane, we're trying to make that more of a club level instead of everybody. So you'll get to choose your own fonts and stuff like that, but it's very few that need to be changed. And we've spoken with LFL and verified that the Mandalorian text is all okay, and we're allowed to use our skull and everything else. So we are good as far as those go. So we really appreciate everybody's help on that.
How about do you know anything about the news team updates?
Yes, we just hired a new news manager, and we're going to relaunch Battle Cry as soon as we get all of our ducks in a row. We've hired some new people to write for the front page news on the website, so keep an eye on that because our blog will hopefully be updated more often as we get rolling there. And I think we also have a new war correspondent that should be keeping the Merck's news board up to date as well. So we're getting there. We apologize to everybody who has missed out on all these issues of Battle Cry that haven't come out, but we're working on putting it all back together and making sure that it's better than ever.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm sure if we have any questions, we'll come back to you in a bit. Sal, you're up next. Caden Rooney runs the clan admin office. He's going to go over some numbers and data from 2018. Sal, what do you for us?
Well, thank you very much, Ken. Appreciate it. Yeah, as Ken said, the numbers I'm about to give you is our 2018 numbers. So we're going to be comparing 2018 and 2017. Started in 2018, including recorded what we call educational and family events. Educational events being armor parties, and family events being just get-togethers of the clan. Not armor parties, not invasions, things like bowling nights or going out to the movies or barbecues, things like that. So here we stand with the numbers. So the total invasions for 2018, now these are proper invasions going out to cons or the charity events where you're getting dressed up in armor. We had a total in 2018 of 1,766. In 2017, we only had 1,659. So we upped our invasions by 107 invasions as a club. Now, for total educational events, these are the total armor parties that were reported to my team. We had 172 in 2018. In 2017, we weren't recording it. So I think that's a stellar performance for an inaugural year. Family events, we actually just to hang out. No Mandalorian inspired armor party or themed armor parties or anything to do with the club. You guys just wanted to get together and have fun. Again, I think that's a great turnout for an inaugural year. Charity events for 2018, we had 161. I'm sorry to say that that number is down from the previous year and down by quite a bit. In 2017, we did 381 separate charity events. So that's something we may want to focus here in 2019 is maybe jumping out there and at least reporting more of the charity events that you guys are doing. I want to remind everybody charity events do include going to schools, if you're helping public libraries with their fundraisers, money like that. Those are all charity events. It doesn't have to actually be a charity like the March of Dimes or Make-A-Wish or anything like that. Schools and libraries do fall under that. As far as charity dollars go, we did split out the charity dollars in 20. Charity dollars are the actual physical dollars that you as a collect over $30,000 in 2018. That's great, actually over $30,500. And then indirect dollars are the dollars that the charity event itself raised. So more of a total kind of thing. You guys didn't actually touch the money. And we helped to raise in 2018 $1,451,309.79. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. We kicked butt on indirect charity dollars. As far as the elections went in 2018, now remember when I say 2018, these were the elections that we actually held in January of 2019. We had 80% of clans that actually had elections. This means there was more than one nominee for the clan positions, and we did also make it that all clan positions were elected. So we had a total of 80% of the clans that actually held elections, which was up phenomenally. Now, we had 50% of the OMs within those clans that actually voted. That's actually down by 26% from the previous January. So maybe we want to just get a little bit more involved in the election process. actually make your voice heard. So please feel free to speak up with that. A stellar year in 2018 as far as new clans. So we picked up right where we left off in 2017. 2017, we had 4 new clans, and we had 4 new clans show up in 2018. That does not include how the Florida clan split off into 5 separate clans. I did not include that in the numbers. So some good growth, I think, from what we saw in 2017 versus 2018. So good job, everybody. Thank you.
How about
And
the May the 4th awards? We're just a little bit past it now, and almost all that information has been posted. But do you want to cover any of that?
yeah. Let me just quickly bring up my May 4th spreadsheet. We did have a phenomenal turnout with the May 4th awards well, I guess here in 2019. Again, these May 4th awards, they reflect what we did in 2018. So even though we're talking about it in 2019, we can go ahead and bring this up. Forgive me if I don't have the actual clan names here, but we're handing out some awards here. We had, as far as old standard May 4th awards, we had clan awards of hard contact. We actually had 8 clans that received the hard contact award. We had 5 different clans that received the recruitment award, which was fantastic, getting our numbers up. For the newer awards, family and educational, we had 3 clans that actually had enough family events to earn the family award. And we had 12 clans that held enough armor parties to earn the educational award. As far as individual awards, just to give you guys some ideas here, some of the standard older awards we were giving out were Poster Boy and Ground Pounder. We had 81 individual members earn the Poster Boy award this year, and we had 70 individual people earned the Ground Pounder award. One of the newer awards we had was the Caring Mando, and that all was based on your charity hours, the number of hours that you dedicated to your charity events. And we had 27 individuals earning that award over the 2018 year. Now, just to give you an idea of some milestones so you guys can kind of slap each other on the back, we had 203 members achieve the 10 invasion milestone. 81 members achieved the 25 invasion milestone. 32 members reached 50 invasions. 8 members reached 75. We had 6 that broke that century mark, 6 people with 100 invasions. 2 people actually reached the 150 invasions, and we had 1 person who reached the 200 invasion milestone, and that person is, and I'm going to announce him by name, so hopefully he's listening, is Blue Ram, forum name Blue Ram, OM number 479 from Nexu Clan. Congratulations on being the first official member of the Mandalorian Mercs to reach 200 lifetime invasion.
That's amazing, Sal. Thank you.
You're welcome.
While you were presenting that, we had a question pop up that was asking about the May the 4th. Orly wants to know if it's possible to have some sort of tangible reward for the May the 4th awards instead of just the forum tags. We've discussed that before, right?
Yeah, we have. It's a great question and great suggestion. I know that there are clans out there that do kind of do their own thing, but it is something that I have kind of worked with my team on to try to get some kind of standardization as far as artwork and stuff. So it's something that we have talked about, we have looked at, and it continues to be a conversation, and hopefully something we'll be able to initiate maybe by next year. So that's a great idea. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Sal. Next up is going to be one of our newest clan officers or council officers, and it's actually the newest position on the council in the education office. Evan, would you care to give us a brief on what's going on in your world?
Sure. So this year we got the Ruslar training launched and did our first big class. We had 94 Ruslars and Ruslar Solis go through training, and that went really well. We're going to be offering a next round of training for Ruslars for the people who might have missed out, as well as the first round of the advanced training for Ruslar Solises, which that training is going to focus in sort of deep diving on the different eras of builds to help fully equip those Rustlor Solis and helping recruits and their Rustlors with those sort of non-standard, the early Crusader builds, late Crusader, those kind of the more esoteric kind of niches of the club. We're also working on getting the Verilor and Alorad training documents and programs in place, and hopefully those will be launching later this fall, as long as the timeline holds. In terms of other things we've got going on, we're now have enough people where we can offer German and Portuguese as translated materials, and something that we're going to be adding to the War College in the coming weeks are going to be sub boards that will house all of those languages. So for our non-English speaking members, there will be a board where all of the Spanish translated materials are, and where all the French translated materials are, and all the German and all the Portuguese. So that stuff will be easy to find and nicely organized for them. And on top of that, once we have in the works, and this is longer kind of picture, our training programs for regional officers. And this is something that my timeline right now will probably, I'm guessing this will be like a 2020, like early 2020, maybe late this year, depending on where and how much time it takes to get all the clan officer training programs up and running. But that's something that's coming in the future. So it's just something to be aware of.
Awesome. Thank you so much for jumping in on all that. The Ed Office has been an amazing resource since it started. To segue, we're going to go right over to the other new council member, Matt Dobral, is going to give us some updates on what's going on in the personnel office. Matt, you there?
Well, yep, I'm here. Our numbers have been down across the new OMs this year. We have approved more secondary kits and supplemental kits that everybody's submitted than we have in years past. We're working on new ways to kind of widen the gaps of approvability, what we're going to allow while still holding a high standard. My CRL teams are working right now, kind of looking at the current CRL document and documents and updating some wording, clarifying this, do's and don'ts. There's going to be more specific things. As the club's grown, things that we may have only seen once or twice in 2 or 3 years, we're starting to see more of, and we're just going to kind of, basically anything that we start to see consistently, we're going to have to put text down for. So it's a complicated process to make the CRLs concise, but also clear and thorough. So it's a long process, but we're working on that. The canon and legend symbols, those are about complete. We're going to brush up a little bit more. I know that was a big deal for some people out there about what we can use, what we can't. I don't recall the exact number of logos that the team went through, but I can tell you that it was more than I thought existed. And they've been working on that for a couple months, and that's about ready to go out. Going to take one more look at it and make sure everything's clear. But other than that, it's just business as usual for us.
That sounds great. Thank you. Up next, we've got Sean, but he also was unavailable today. Tom, the Mandalore, is going to fill in talking about what's on Sean's plate in the tech world.
Yeah, so Tech currently is working on a cleanup of the forums. So they're going to be working on going out and going through all of the old sticky threads and getting rid of those sticky threads that are no longer relevant or have just completely aged out. So expect to see some thinning down in some of the boards, at least some of the international level boards and some of the officer boards that that have a huge wall of sticky. So that's a really big project. It's kind of a long time coming, and that was what I was sent as far as talking about for tech. So that's all I've got there.
Thank you. I'm sure if we have any other notes, we can add them to the end. The slides will be available as well later for download if you wanted to see them, or you can just watch the video again. Next up, we're going to go by the quartermaster's office, and Corey's going to give us an update on all things shipping.
Yeah, so coins went out. Everybody should have them. Hope you have them because I don't have any more. The box sets turned into a nightmare, to be honest. We had some back order issues, and then we had production issues, and if anything could go wrong, it did. So if you ordered a retro box, it's already out. You should have it in hand. Modern boxes, we finally got the t-shirts from the production company yesterday, and they're going to be at the post office tomorrow morning to go out. So everybody domestic should have them before the end of the week. Sorry, international guys, it takes a little longer to get to you. Once all of them are out and we know that everybody has received what they ordered, we've got some extra boxes hanging around my house and I don't want to keep them, so we're going to put them back in the store and let you buy what we have left. I just got a message from the manufacturer, or from the company I'm using for the medals for the 5K. Those are also finally done. So once I have those in hand, t-shirts and medals will go out for that. The top three who will be getting something special for Mandalore, we have Ogre, I don't know, I'm sorry if I've mispronounced your name, at 26 minutes and 28 seconds. In second place is Chris the Davis at 22 minutes and 22 seconds. And our first place finisher was Grumpy Gills at 17 minutes and 36 seconds. So they will all be getting their awards from Mandalore. And I think, and then for the rest of this year, we got a request from Pete Vilmer at LFL to make socks. So we are working on that. We're working on some flags because you guys have been asking for them. Yes, I am working on the back patches as well. And a couple other surprises also. Oh, and the pride patch, I forgot about that. We sold just shy of 1,000 pride patches. So it took a little bit more time to go through the manufacturing process, particularly since we originally only anticipated between 300 and 400 patches sold. So we finally have those in hand. My charity team is working on stuffing all those envelopes probably as we speak, and they will be getting those out to you as soon as possible. We'll have a couple of extras. We ordered a nice round 1,000, but I think we were short by like 20 or 25. So they'll hold on to those extras to make sure everybody got what they ordered, and then we'll figure out what to do with the rest. Because of the success and because of the amount of money that we're donating to charity, I think it came out to right around $1,000 will be going to LWI, and another $1,000 will be going to our LGBTQ charity. We're considering running more charity-related items, probably quarterly. So we're looking at probably a breast cancer awareness for October. And I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up is going to be Regina talking about the conclave. Not sure that we have too much with the regional commander updates or messages from the memberships, but Regina, you've been having quarterly council or quarterly conference calls with some of the regional commanders, haven't you?
Yeah, we just did it the one time. This past quarter was our very first time doing it, and we're going to continue doing it once every quarter.
That's really awesome. Did anything exciting or productive come from that meeting?
Not entirely.
No,
just business
just a good
as
time
usual.
to keep. That's awesome. Just keeping up
Yeah.
on all the things. Anything from the membership that you want to report for us?
I did not get any feedback yet.
That's awesome. I love it that way. That means everything's moving smoothly.
Yep.
I'm going to take the next slide and report on the club financials. The 2017, 18, 19 budgets will be posted on the charity page with hopefully before Dragon Con, which is Labor Day here in the U.S. There's not much progress or change from 2018 to 2019. We stayed about the same, which isn't bad. Money in, money out. All in all, stayed about the same. It helped a little bit that we had a celebration year this year, sorry, to boost up our numbers for 2019. So that'll be a nice thing to do. And fortunately, we get to do it again next year in Anaheim with celebration. Always brings a lot of people together, so that way it's easy to sell merchandise, which isn't really selling or merchandise. So in case anyone's wondering, the merchandise is not merchandise. They're what do we call them? Somebody help me out. No? Okay.
Donations in exchange for branded items.
Thank you. That's it. That's our legalese so that we don't get in trouble with LFL or the IRS. So we set suggested donation levels. You choose your branded item that we ship to you, or conveniently when you're at the event and we have all the things there. That's how we do it. We're looking at some new ways, like Corey said, to produce and ship and all that fun stuff, so that way we can get it to your hands faster. Yeah, I'm going to stop rambling on about that one. With the PayPal accounts, that's the regions and clans should all domestically have PayPal accounts, except for a couple of new clans within the last 6 months or so. The only issue with using them is that they need to be tracked on the forums. So if you're spending or making money, that needs to be reported on the forums in your clan boards. If you guys have questions regarding that, we're going to open up the help desk on the forums so that you can send me a message directly to the whole team. That way, if I take vacation, you're not going to get buried in PMs when I get back from vacation. So look forward to a thread in the Verilore, the clan, and the regional boards for how to get in touch with questions about your PayPal. If you guys raise money, it needs to make sure that it goes toward the appropriate source. So if you're raising money for charity, it needs to go to charity. If you're raising money from the public, it needs to go to public use. If the clan is raising money for the clan funds, then you can use that for anything clan related, whether that's an armor party or buying extra materials for something. It doesn't really matter. If you just want to have a barbecue, if it's all clan funds, it's all good to go. But if you're raising money from the public, that money needs to go back to public usage. So it'd be more displays for the clan, a new jail cell, something of that sort. And then all of that needs to be tracked and recorded on your financial sheet. It's been almost a year since we had MMCC, but it was an overwhelming success. We had a lot of first time learning things that we were trying to work out, but everyone who was there said that they had a blast. We had a lot of things that we want to work on and improve for the next one, which we were hoping to be able to announce some dates at this meeting. Unfortunately, the Celebration Anaheim dates trump our dates, so we're going to have to look to reschedule and find another time and location that would work. So pay attention for an update on that one. But MMCC from last year was financially successful. We did not go broke as we had feared we might. It wasn't super close, but it was super close. It wasn't as comfortable as I would have wanted it to be, but the finances were okay. As I said, Celebration kind of takes priority over the MMCC. So Anaheim is geared up. They're getting a whole bunch of things ready to go for that. I know that because we're working with the other clubs, there are a lot of joint efforts to make sure that information is published together, so that nobody gets advance warning or heads up without being with it. We can do it all at the same time, trying to show a united front. But with that said, Sal, do you have any comments on the celebration preparations?
So celebration preparations have been going pretty good so far, actually. We've kind of nailed down what we are going to propose as a group sort of floor size and floor plan. Um, we've got some ideas coming up as to what we want to do for props and for theme and all of that. Right now, we need to wait until we can get this proposal up to Repop and let them approve it before we can make any hard confirmed decisions on what we're going to actually be building and what we want to put our money into. But we've got all of the proposal and everything is pretty much open. We're just waiting for them right now.
Fair enough. I'm excited. I can't wait to cross the country again. In any case, I'm going to leave this up for just a minute more while we ramble and see if anybody else has any other closing comments or if there are any other last moment questions that pop up through the slides app. If not, then anyone else from the council have anything else that they'd like to, any alibis, last minute comments?
I forgot something.
All right, Corey, go right ahead.
We did hear some feedback lately on racing shirts and on shipping times and things like that and wanting updates. So if you go to the Quartermaster Corner, there's a sticky thread on that board with constant updates. Anytime we hear back from the manufacturer or from the team member that is taking care of the shipping, then we post in that thread to make sure that you know what's going on with your stuff. Shipping is now being sort of outsourced, if you will. All patches are coming from Zion Talon in North Carolina. Brigade merchandise is coming from Darcy and Prudy in Southern Ohio. Charity merch is coming from Orion Varick. He's in Southern Florida. And then I have the big stuff and the pre-orders. So we're trying to spread it out a little bit, take a little bit of weight off of my shoulders and spread out the responsibilities to get things to you faster. As far as the racing shirts are concerned, we hear you. We saw what you want. We saw the comments that were, there was a conversation among the Allerads and we've heard what's been said. So we're going to redesign for the next run. So there'll be a whole new design that will come out once we're finished with it. And those are going to be run at the regional level. So it's not going to be the region officers taking orders and then giving us money and us placing one big order and having everything drop shipped to the Versols. Your Versol will run your racing shirt orders. So my fingers, my teams, we will not have anything to do with your order, with your racing shirt beyond coming up with the art. Everything is going to be on the regions.
That's awesome, and it brings up a really great point. The Allerads got together, talked about it amongst themselves because they saw an issue, something that they wanted to change, came up with a solution, and then sent it up the chain, which is by far the best option for bringing new information to us. Yeah, you can rant on social media and say all the things that you want, but that's not going to actually affect change. If you see something that needs to be updated, changed, modified, please get together with a group of your peers, find a good solution and let us know. If you just complain that something is bad, that doesn't make it any better. Mitchell, did I see you raise your hand or were you just getting ready to say goodbye?
Yeah, actually, I have just one thing. Kind of, you brought up the social media earlier. So our Brinson Prudy, he's our division captain for Striker. He's been doing a great job, kind of being more active with the brigade's social media. But for any members, when they're out trooping in their brigade kits, if they could send him or myself pictures that they'd like to see up on social media, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate to have some stuff to add to the queue. So
absolutely. Since you brought that up, I'm going to go back up to that slide and keep those brigades Facebook and Instagram tags up there. Make sure you're hashtagging, use all the things on the social media. Spreading the information about our club is amazing. Keep up the good work, and until next time, we'll see you at the next event. Thank you all for showing up for the 2019 General Assembly. If you guys have any other questions, please send us messages on the forums. We will try to keep check of the chats here, but it's likely that they'll just be saved and archived and never referenced again. In any case, have a good one. Bye.